Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation by Dr. Ken Morris, University Chaplain.
What we call an end, the poet tells us, is often a beginning. What we are is the answer that we are giving to the call of a future still in the making. Today, the class of summer 1984 graduates and receives the human signs of accomplishment in learning, the reward of labor, and the prize of perseverance. This end, too, is a beginning, the point from which each graduate takes a new step and begins to take the measure of the house that is still to be built, of the house that each graduate and all humankind must call home, a home as small as the heart and as wide as a world. Our Father, we offer you thanks for the blessing of our intelligence, for the power of our freedom, and for the work of love that you have given into our keeping. Father, open our eyes and ears to your word as it comes to us anew each day, so that we may truly understand that for all its greatness and beauty, humanity is not enough. We celebrate today both a task accomplished and a task still to come, the building of the city of God, a city of living stones. Send over us the spirit of light and understanding, that we may come to the knowledge that surpasses all understanding and leads all peoples to peace. Help us to make our own your living word, so that peoples may indeed know that we are all brothers and sisters, all children of the one Father. Amen.
And now the interim president of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Dr. Jeffrey H. Ledowitz.
It is a great pleasure to welcome the families and friends of the graduates and our other distinguished guests to the most important event on our academic calendar, graduation. A photography area is available in the front of the auditorium. As a courtesy to others, please come up at the appropriate time, take your pictures, and return to your seat so that everyone may have an opportunity. Also, we would like to remind you that there will be a reception for families and friends of the graduates at the University Center immediately following the ceremonies. There will also be an open house on the campus where you may tour the facilities. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. Graduates, picture yourselves 25 years from now. You've been moving up the corporate ladder in your major field very rapidly. With aviation being a high-tech industry, your company has moved into electronics, and you are faced with the following dilemma. Demand is strong for your electronic products, and you must expand the capacity. But at the same time, you are squeezed by tight money and an acute shortage of skilled engineers and technicians. Therefore, you're quite reluctant to divert needed resources from other parts of your company, such as your flight line, to meet what could be just a temporary requirement. That is precisely the kind of situation where Grumman Aerospace Great River Operations can help you the most. And it's the beginning of Bruno Caputo's challenges. Many companies, such as IBM, NBC, General Electric, NASA, and branches of the armed forces have taken Grumman Aerospace at its word, and with positive results. They know that Grumman produces a wide range of products, including military and space systems and commercial equipment. They know that Grumman can handle those peak and temporary requirements so that your company can free your resources for other higher priority uses. Who do they call when they have this problem? Bruno Caputo, the Vice President and General Manager of Great Rivers Operations of Grumman Aerospace. Our speaker today is responsible for meeting the needs of many companies and has been meeting those needs for Grumman since 1959. A member during the F-14 business crisis period, he was called to Calverton as a member of the management Tiger team, founded under George Skurla, president of Grumman, to resolve the aircraft delivery problem. Later, Mr. Skurla called him to be his assistant, where he specialized in program performance and new business development. He now has the responsibility for the Electronics Manufacturing Center of Grumman Aerospace. From Xavier Military Academy to Manhattan College, where he studied civil engineering, to his service in the United States Air Force, to his many years of successful management within the aviation industry, our speaker today has been meeting the needs of others. It is with great pleasure that I present to you our August 1984 graduation speaker, the Vice President and General Manager of Great River Operations, the Electronics Manufacturing Center for Grumman Aerospace, Mr. Bruno G. Caputo.
Thank you, Jeff. Members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and administration of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, honored parents and guests, my sincere greetings. To the members of this graduating class, I would like to extend not only my sincere greetings, but also my congratulations and a welcome. A welcome to the world, the creative world of new beginnings. You have worked long and hard for this day, and I am sure that you are, as you should be, very proud of the accomplishments here at this outstanding university. I sense among you an excitement, an energy of enthusiasm to move forward, and a readiness to help build the world of tomorrow. I must tell you that we as well are excited with you, and we need that energy you carry to ensure the future prosperity of all our tomorrows. I am honored by your invitation to speak to you today, and I'm happy to be home. Now, that may sound odd coming from someone who hails from the wilds of New York, but Florida will always be my home. The most exciting period of my life, the most important part of my career, took place 60 miles south of here on a small chunk of sand called Cape Kennedy. There, during the days of the Apollo program, I was part of a team faced with an unparalleled and at the time inconceivable challenge: to land a man on the moon and return him home safely. We accomplished that. We accomplished that goal. And to this day, I have a great sense of pride and camaraderie with that team. It was there that I learned about objective definition, inspiration, and dedicated achievement. It was a place where men and women learned to totally get with it and make it happen, or fall by the wayside and totally be out of it. I was also part of a future which at the time none of us truly realized. That future included thousands of achievements, which were the harbingers of a new revolution we see in aeronautics today. It was the time where a pilot's hand on a stick or the pressure of his foot on a rudder pedal were replaced by the soft touch of a finger on a computer display. I would like to address that revolution today and the visions you must create to give it continued life. The visions you create will be tomorrow's realities. The same sense of vision and daring required during the days of Apollo will be required of you if future aircraft are to achieve the new plateaus of high performance and improved aerodynamics. Remember, what you have learned is essentially of limited value. It is your ability to apply this knowledge to what is yet to be learned that is invaluable. You must find a way to take the lessons of technology and extend them beyond the range of imagination found in the textbooks you have used in your studies. Isn't it wonderful to see how the world has continued to change and improve our quality of life? Isn't it wonderful to see how everyone today can share equally in the opportunity to dream and create? Was it not too many years ago where the credits you could earn in the fields like aeronautics were only reserved for a select few? Today, I see men and women of all backgrounds sharing together with confidence the chance to achieve and be the creators of new beginnings in aeronautics. It is intriguing to speculate where your imaginations will lead us. A report recently crossed my desk that suggests a direction. It said, and I quote, "It wasn't too many years ago that the two principal instruments in a cockpit were the airspeed indicator and the altimeter. We knew what size they had to be, where they had to be located, and how they would be integrated into an aircraft. They were relatively inconsequential as compared to the person flying the aircraft. Then we began to demand that the airplane should fly in the dark and through clouds at an increasingly higher speeds and altitudes. And as we edged into these conditions, the cockpit began to fill with instrumentation. Backup systems began to appear, and platforms and weapons were aimed by a computer and not by the hand on the stick." What that report is saying, and maybe some of us really don't want to hear it, is that our ability to design instruments has progressed to the point where the real challenge is now on the ground, designing the systems that fly the platform. What man could have detected a misfiring engine in the new space shuttle 4 seconds before launch and shut down all main engines and solid rocket boosters before a disastrous liftoff had occurred? My early days in aerospace were that of a structural engineer. And what I knew about electronics you could probably fit on a postcard. From structural design, I went on up the ladder to development, program management, operations, engineering management, and then finally to corporate administration as a special assistant to the chairman of the board and president of the corporation. Each step was not only a plateau, but also a new beginning. In 1977, I was appointed general manager of Grumman's electronic manufacturing operations, and my world began to change with still another new beginning. I can recall my first exposure to the silicon chip manufacturing world when in 1978 I visited IBM and held in my hand a 1/8-inch square chip which contained over 64,000 bits of memory. Enough data to hold the notes of an entire year of university study. It was mind-boggling. Today, we are using 256,000 bit memory chips. And tomorrow, with 1/2 micron line density, and by the way, that's 1/20th the thickness of human hair, we will contain chips with memories having more than 1 million bits of memory. At my facility, we are building an IBM process system that does, in fact, directly write to the sub-micron level with line variations of less than 1/10 a micron. These developments in electronics technology are now the driving force behind advances in aerodynamics. Before the end of this century, U.S. fighter pilots may be flying high-performance tactical aircraft with non-metallic wings that sweep forward instead of back. When in 1976, Grumman began studies on a forward wing swept concept, it became quickly apparent that a new electronic-based approach to flight control would be necessary if that bird were to fly. In 1978, we were awarded a contract to design an experimental forward swept wing swept wing aircraft designated the X-29, and today the X-29 is a reality, and it will fly later this year. Along with other new technical applications, too numerous to mention, this aircraft employs the use of carbon fiber composites in its wing structure, which reduce weight by 30%, and a fly-by-wire digital control system which drives a canard forward of the wing, adjusting the airflow wing angle through a computer 40 times each second. These breakthroughs in composite structural design and advanced avionics concepts have allowed a new aircraft to be created that offers unprecedented combinations of high and low speed flight qualities, agility, reduced size and weight. An extrapolation of this brief sketch of the next century's aircraft suggests the possibility of manned platforms in which backup systems weigh less than a human, and which can be reconfigured during flight by embedded expert systems. Let me give you an example of what I mean. The integrated circuit has become the most important building block in advanced avionics systems. Its sophistication has accelerated dramatically. More than 500,000 transistors can now be put on a single chip of silicon. During the next decade, this dramatic increase will continue, resulting in chips containing 16 million transistors. These chips will continue to grow until single wafers will contain the entire sophisticated electronics for expert systems. These wafers will employ what is called VISIC, or very high-speed integrated circuit technology. Most of all, the advances in VISIC technology will create the opportunity for you, America's greatest resource, to advance the state-of-the-art in avionics, just as the Apollo program did 20 years ago. A recent Aviation Week issue stated that the Department of Defense VISIC research program now seems likely to exceed expectations. It is conceivable that aircraft black boxes can be replaced by 1 or 2 chips on a printed circuit board plugged into a central avionic rack. This would not only reduce weight, but cut life cycle costs by 50% and create greater performance opportunities. Isn't that fascinating? We have entered an era in which the platform is no longer the objective. Think about that for a moment. It has been replaced by the system, and those systems are being reduced from the Apollo era of fuselage filling mazes to today's black boxes to tomorrow's printed circuit boards to the next decade's wafer scale chip. It is not inconceivable to believe that systems will be small enough and thin enough to be hidden behind the paint on an aircraft fuselage. We are progressing into an era where the pilot's ability to perceive and react are far subordinate to the capabilities of the machine he is asked to control. The era of a daring test pilot is coming to a close. the era of a pilot who is a systems analyst and a computer expert has begun. It is perhaps not the right stuff for adventure novels and movies, but it is reality, as I see it. It will be up to you, and the challenge will be your ability to adapt to this changing environment. I've spent much time speaking of technology today, but let's not forget the human side of your future. It is my view that of equal importance to your challenge of objective achievement is the consideration and understanding that you give to others. Individually, we will all have goals. And when those objectives require the contribution of others, it is important that you maintain an understanding of how you will jointly achieve those goals, respecting each other's views and personal desires. For you, this is just the beginning. As you pursue your careers in aeronautics, you will experience the same intense competition faced in athletic events, but without waving the flag too much. You will be part of an even greater competition. The 23rd Olympiad has just been completed, and there are no gold, silver, or bronze medals in aeronautics. But this greater competition I speak of, in its own way, is every bit as important as the Olympics. Your country, the United States of America, is in a technological competition with the rest of the world. And I don't mean just the Soviets. Whether it's computer technology or biomedicine, our country's ability to remain a world leader depends on our continued technical excellence. Aeronautics is one of those fields in which our leadership must be maintained. And I'm not just referring to the military considerations, although the view on this subject, as far as I'm concerned, is very critical. The people of America may not be rooting for you the way they did for Carl Lewis or Mary Lou Retton, but without even knowing it, they're depending on you, perhaps even more. As I've been saying, you are entering a new and exciting era, one that will extend the application of technology beyond your wildest imagination. It will be for you a new beginning. A new beginning that will offer both challenge and opportunity. A new beginning that will require vision and creativeness. A new beginning that must employ cooperative teamwork as well as individual spirit. A new beginning that will demand sacrifice and dedication. With these considerations, you will then realize the results and achievements and rewards you seek. For some years now, I've kept a quotation on my desk. I refer to it now and then. It's written by a person named R.L. Sharp, and it's titled A Bag of Tools. I find that it gives me food for thought. Maybe you will too. It states, "Isn't it strange that princes and kings, and clowns that caper in sawdust rings, and common people like you and me are builders for eternity, To each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, a book of rules. And each must make, ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. I intend to stay in this field for a long time. And I expect to read good things about you. All of you. Again, my congratulations. You have great things to do. Thank you for inviting me here. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Caputo. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to have you here this morning, and we appreciate the thoughts that you have expressed. The can-do attitude, I'm sure, will remain a challenge for years to come for the graduates this morning. On behalf of those graduates, the faculty, staff, and administration, I present this class, which reads Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Daytona Beach Campus, Award of Appreciation presented to Bruno G. Caputo for his contribution to this commencement exercise, August 18, 1984. Major Al Fitzgerald, Assistant Professor of Military Science, and Colonel Charles L. Dodge, Professor of Aerospace Studies, will introduce members of the graduating class who have been newly commissioned as officers of the United States Armed Forces.
At this time, I would now like to introduce the newly commissioned Army officers of this graduating class and ask them to stand as their name is called. I'd ask you to please hold your applause until all the new commissionees of the Army and Air Force are introduced. Second Lieutenant Frank Solano. Lieutenant Solano has been commissioned into the Aviation Branch. He will be soon departing for Fort Rucker, Alabama to attend the Army Rotary Wing Aviator Flight Training Program. Second Lieutenant Evelyn Johnson. Lieutenant Johnson has been commissioned in Transportation Corps and will be attending the basic course at Fort Eustis, Virginia. I'd like to also recognize two members of this class who are not here now. They've already departed for Army Flight School at Fort Rucker. Second Lieutenant Alan Stull and Second Lieutenant Kenneth Van Allen.
This morning at 8 o'clock we commissioned two of the United States Air Force lieutenants. So I'd like to recognize him also. Lieutenant Alex Franco. He's an aeronautical engineer. He's going to Vance Air Force Base, going to pilot training. Lieutenant John Hosey. He's also an aeronautical engineer. He'll be going to Fort Rucker, Alabama for helicopter training. Also, not commissioned this morning, but commissioned about a month ago, we also have in the graduating class Lieutenant Dennis Dutton. Would you stand? He's aerospace studies. He'll be departing today to go to Laughlin Air Force Base for pilot training.
Thank you, Major Fitzgerald and Colonel Dodge, and our congratulations to our newly commissioned officers. To make the presentation of the Distinguished Provost Award is our Dean of Academics, Dean Sarah D. Fogel.
Each trimester, an outstanding graduating senior is selected to receive the Provost Award. Candidates for this award of distinction are selected on the bases of academic excellence, campus activities, and contributions to the university, as well as contributions to the local community. These students are leaders who challenge others around them to think, to question, to act. Candidates for this award are recommended by representatives of the faculty, the staff, and the student body. And selection for this honor reflects campus-wide recognition of the recipient's outstanding accomplishments. I'm very pleased to announce the senior who is receiving the Provost Award. He is an outstanding student academically as well as a campus leader. Eric Root, will you please come forward? Today, Eric is receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Aviation Technology. Graduating with honors, magna cum laude, Eric has earned 174 hours at Embry-Riddle with a grade point average of 3.7. He has been on the Dean's List or received trimester honors every trimester he has attended the university. Eric's areas of concentration toward his bachelor's degree in Aviation Technology have been in Aviation Maintenance Technology and Avionics. He has assisted in the A&T department as a lab instructor in welding, aircraft assembly, and rigging, as well as providing welding support for the A&T and engineering departments. He assisted the A&T department in constructing reciprocating engine run-up stands and tow bars for use in A&T courses and assisted in several other projects in the department. Eric is also a member of the management club at Embry-Riddle. After graduation, Eric will begin work with the Boeing Commercial Aircraft Company as a training instructor for avionics systems. Eric Root truly exemplifies the outstanding qualities and accomplishments embodied in the Provost's Award. We are proud to honor you with this award today and to recognize you as an outstanding graduate of the university.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Senior Class President, Marsha D. Grant.
The Honorable Mr. Bruno G. Caputo, members of our Board of Trustees and Board of Visitors, Interim President Dr. Letterwood, academic and administrative deans and directors, faculty and staff, parents and friends, my fellow graduates, good morning. Thank you all for your presence here on such an eventful day. These last 4 years have not been easy or taken casually and indecisively, and your presence here today means that much more to us and makes the difference. The professionals in aviation that I now stand before and represent support me on this very important fact. Now, as we're about to make that step into the world for which we have been prepared, we begin to ask ourselves a few questions. What is it all about? Making goals and striving towards them, passing horizons we set for ourselves? This may be the last opportunity we have to ask ourselves, have we chosen the right career path? I can assure you, we as graduates have made the right choice. It is definitely our goal about to come true. It is the beginning, a new horizon, a journey, a turning point, a calling. However you describe it, it is what we want, or else we would not be sitting here today. We would like to thank those people who have molded us into aviation professionals. They are responsible for a variety of momentous accomplishments we have made here at Embry-Riddle. They have provided us with their knowledge and skill, their hard-earned education and experience through their time commitment and conscientious effort. I'd like to say to all of you, faculty and educators at Embry-Riddle, thank you. It would be a privilege to carry through our lives and show the world through our efforts what you have done for us. Now is the time for us to put all that knowledge to work, to keep active and keep our minds stimulated, to prove to the world that Embry-Riddle is truly the Harvard of the sky. I must digress and be realistic to let you get the feel of how it has been for us at Embry-Riddle, especially for the gentlemen, if I may. So far in the university's history, a unique situation concerning the ratio of men to women exists, and I hope we can leave here with the male graduates acknowledging that it was less distracting and to your advantage. On the other hand, for us ladies, we've managed to hold our own and stand our ground. But seriously, I speak for all in saying that it was a lesson in dealing with people as human beings and individuals and not in terms of sex as a man or a woman. In the beginning, when we left home to start a new life here in Daytona Beach, we went through orientation, a time when the experience and feeling was of only existence. We then met smiling faces who, through the depressive days and nights, remained our friends. We've managed to endure all the academic demands and still become familiar with our environment and learn a little of its history. We've participated in some of its historic events, such as the Daytona 500, the bike races, and most importantly, spring break. Many times we've been on the world's most famous beach and the concerts held there. We're all familiar, I'm sure, with the nearby attractions such as Disney World and Epcot that we have visited many times to forget the studies and become children again. I quote, "Take time to play. It is the source of perpetual youth." By being in Daytona and in aviation, we were afforded the opportunity to view one of the most historic and glorious events in aviation history, the space shuttle launches. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that we've seen them all since that first memorable one on April 12, 1981. As the University of 5,000 plus and expanding, we may have been technically oriented, but there were still many opportunities to get involved in various sports and charitable events, such as racquetball and the Riddle Regatta. Our new racquetball courts and soon-to-be open Nautilus Center are fine examples of this direction the university is taking. As the clock continues to tick, the time will come very soon for us to say goodbye to all those people who have been a part of our lives for the last 4 years. I would like to thank the faculty, staff, administrative workers, and especially our dear friends. Thank you for helping us stay on level ground when we felt we were going overboard. Oh, I did not forget, but I saved it for now, and that is to say to you, Mom, Dad, and guardians, you're very special to us. We know you're feeling very proud today, forgetting about all the sweat and tears it took to get us here, only experiencing a feeling of satisfaction for us. So on behalf of the graduates, I would like to dedicate openly as thanks this very special day, our commencement, to you for giving us such a wonderful gift. We love you very much. Now I would like to present my fellow council members who worked hard to raise money for our class project and party. Please hold your applause until I finish calling all the names. Bassem Bertizlian, Milton Carrero, George Gill, Cindy Nagy, Cindy Holmes, Bruce Lazarus, Paul Levy, Ed London, Jackie Mandel, Maura McMahon, Andre Smuck, Richard Perella, Peter Shaw, and Jose Silvestri. I'd like to close by saying to my fellow graduates, congratulations. The sky is the limit, and literally for us. Now from all of us, I'd like to present the Faculty Awards. These instructors have devoted their time and education to us, along with a part of their lives to carry along with us. So in appreciation, at this time, I'd like to present the recipients of the Outstanding Faculty Award. For the College of Aviation Technology, Dr. Horwitz. Outstanding Faculty Award presented to Dr. Milton Horwitz for exemplifying the highest ideals of teaching profession, August 18, 1984. Now for the College of Engineering and Aviation Science, Dr. Marsh. Outstanding Faculty Award presented to Dr. William Marsh for exemplifying the highest ideals of the teaching profession.
Thank you for the gold. Thank you, Marcia. Just a few words, in that I've taken some time to prepare this speech and I'm going to give it. At this moment, I share the elation with the Olympic medalists, to which Mr. Krupa has referred to earlier. I have before me a report from the Senior Class Advisor. The report is entitled, Survival Report for the Akutiki Senior Party. The report goes on to state, as of 0800 hours this morning, Saturday, August the 18th, 1984, we estimate an 80% load factor at the graduation ceremonies this morning. Not bad, considering the condition of the Akutiki Lounge and its inhabitants Thursday night. The remaining 13% are accounted for as follows: 10% in the detox unit, 3% are in the lyrics of Pink Floyd's Off the Wall, comfortably numb, meandering somewhere in West Volusia County. The report goes on to say, at 0300 hours this morning, a squadron of Embry-Riddle raiders were given a heading of 30 degrees on an air-sea rescue mission to locate our meandering 3%. And let me tell you, I fear the fate of that squadron, since our control tower has not heard zip from the squadron commander jet blast for the past 5 hours. But alas, take heart, friends. Knowing the appetite and stamina and drive of this senior class, I'm confident they will arrive on time for hors d'oeuvres and refreshments following commencement. On a serious note, it's appropriate to relate a personal observation of one of my students in the current trends class. In the course of presenting his paper, he quoted the famous writer Rudyard Kipling in the quote in which Kipling was musing about the sight of his first airplane. There's what you tell me is a flying machine. In that machine, I see what appears to be the opening page of a chapter that has no end, because the subject appears to be without limitation. Kipling's words ring true for you, the senior class, with one and important crucial proviso. That is, that you'll be limited only by your vision, imagination, and dreams. Dare to dream and inspire and aspire. Again, in the words of a well-known writer, T.E. Lawrence, all men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind wake in a day to find that it is vanity. But the dreamers of the day are courageous men, for they act their dreams with open eyes and make it possible. In that light, we have recently witnessed our Olympians acting on their goals. A prerequisite for success is envisioning your goals and planning your strategy and executing your strategy, and to enter that new beginning to which Mr. Caputo referred. In that context, Embry-Riddle has been and will continue to be an integral part of your career development and goal attainment. It has prepared you to dream and execute, perhaps in ways in which you're not aware of at this point in time. This almost unconscious influence is what I would call the Embry-Riddle legacy. The Embry-Riddle legacy lives in each of us who have been touched by the myriad of interpersonal experiences encountered at this university. At this moment, you may be saddened by the departure of friends, colleagues, faculty, staff, and administrators. But alas, take consolation and pride that each of you in the family of Embry-Riddle harbors and shares the legacy. You are about to carry that legacy into the dynamic and challenging and rewarding field of aviation. As you go forth in your career, I wish to remember that you shared a legacy in a very special way. We have touched each other. I'm a part of you, and you're a part of me. I'm grateful for our association. The commendation which you bestowed on me in the form of this plaque will always serve as a reminder of the legacy we share with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Finally, all of us in this commencement proceedings this morning applaud you, the senior class, on achievement of your first milestone in your career. Congratulations and thank you.
And now I'd like to make another presentation that was that is the first time here, and that's the two faculty members from the senior class, to Ms. Kathy Novak and Laurie Rankos. Would you please come up? Kathy Novak, in appreciation for your love, involvement, leadership, dedication to the summer class 1984, you will always have a special place in our hearts and memories. Embry-Riddle Senior Class. Ms. Laurie Rankos, in appreciation for your love, involvement, leadership, dedication to the summer class 1984, you will always have a special place in our hearts and memories. Embry-Riddle Senior Class.
Thank you, Marcia. Congratulations go to all of our outstanding faculty and staff at the university, and especially to those who have been honored today by this senior class. At this time, I would like to recognize our honored graduates for this senior graduating class. When your name is called, please rise and remain standing till the end. Please hold your applause until the end. Cum laude is a grade point average of 3.50 to 3.69 on a 4.0 scale. Magna cum laude is 3.70 to 3.89, and summa cum laude is 3.90 to 4.0. John A. Bellinger, Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science, cum laude. James F. Brzezicki, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, cum laude. Faith A. Collins, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Administration, magna cum laude. John A. Donahue, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance Management, cum laude. Raymond F. Draper, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Aviation Applications, magna cum laude. Paul T. Gawara, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Aviation Applications, magna cum laude. Michael A. Jackson, Bachelor of Professional Aeronautics, cum laude. Mark K. Killian, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, cum laude. Paul S. Karaz, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Aviation Applications, magna cum laude. Stephen E. Mandeville, Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Engineering Technology, cum laude. Konstantinos Marantidis, Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering, cum laude. Henry L. Morrison, Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Studies, cum laude. Margot Myers, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Administration, magna cum laude. Paul A. Noble, Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science, cum laude. Eric B. Root, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, magna cum laude. James S. Shanley, Bachelor of Professional Aeronautics, cum laude. Timothy C. Stenger, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance Management, cum laude. Mark A. Chicano, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, cum laude. Harold A. Wilson, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management, cum laude. Ben H. Winfrey, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management, cum laude. And the honored graduates from the international campus are Mary Lee Michael, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Administration, cum laude, and David B. Whitney, Bachelor of Professional Aeronautics, cum laude. Congratulations. The graduation exercises will now be conducted.
Donald J. Fernandez. Alfred Joseph Finster. Gregory Allen Fontaine. Ernesto A. Padron. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Professional Aeronautics, Program Chairman, Dr. Philip Weatherford. James Kelly Cason. Michael L. Davis. Ronald James Dennison. William F. Gifford. Alhaji T. Mohammed. Augustine I. Roberts. Joseph A. Smith, Robert V. Carvin, Jr., William J. Thompson, Robert Maximo Ulapari, David V. Whitney, cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Associate in Aviation Maintenance Technology, Program Chairman Paul Taylor. Ziyad Karim Al-Harami, David William Barr, Michael B. Bernstein, Etta Musiga, Joseph S. Duhack, Joseph Thomas Fior, Lane C. Fretwell, Victor Manuel Gonzalez, William Knight Herod, Joseph Douglas Pullman, Todd William Ireland, John A. Merrill, Alan Scott Pearl, Dennis J. Rehack, Ray Scarborough, Thurman Keith Shoemate, Martin Carlos Storer, James F. Wright, Jr. Candidates for the degree of Associate in Science and Avionics Maintenance Technology, Program Chairman E. Nolan Coleman, Hassan Ali Abdul-Baghi, Abdul Muhammad Al-Gamhande, Abdullah Wahab Al-Bukhari, Daniel Arnold Brown, Michael Dwayne Epps, Francisco Jose Gullo, Jeffrey F. Holden, Sigma Tau Delta. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, Program Chairman E. Nolan Coleman, Michael Dane Drury, Mark K. Killian, cum laude, Bruce Anthony Lazarus, Mark R. Mills, Abdullah Omar Rajab, Franklin Narcisco Rujas, Eric Brian Root, magna cum laude, Jefferson Henry Slayton, Holly Eugene Spooner, Jr., James A. Stepnoski, Mark Antone Trucano, cum laude, Blake Allen Van Valkenburg, Samuel P. White, Jr., Walter Lee Wickard, Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Studies, Program Chairman William Gruber, Abdulbida Abdullah, Christopher Moreland Ulrich, Jamie J. Colon, Juan A. Colon, Russell Teague Copeland, Dennis Roland Dutton, Kelly L. Eberly, Paul Thomas Fantinato, Paul Richard Bartleman, Kevin Michael Fett, Mohammed Ganjivania, Daniel H. Hugler, Evelyn Christine Johnson, Alan Jorsey Jr. Sori Kita. Michael F. Lang. Hugo Oliver Watson. Paul Andrew Levy. Nigel James McWilkinson. Jacqueline Francis Mandel. Philip John McCarthy. Thomas E. McCarthy. Henry L. Morrison, Jr., cum laude. Glenn Scott Meyer. David Gerard Pastula. Juan Jose Phillips. Richard Craig Rapierway. Eugene J. Ruddy. Peter M. Shaw. J.B. Shalette. Gary S. Skillings, Sigma Tau Delta. Melissa C. Stack. Carrie H. Straker. Joel Allen Turner. Christopher A. Vergara. Kenneth Ray Whitmire. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science Program Chairman William Gruber. John Albert Belanger, cum laude. Brian Todd Bellerose, Omicron Delta Kappa, Eta Mu Sigma. Daniel Albert Billingsley. Keith P. Blight. Kevin Barry Boylan. David S. Bronstein. Kimberly A. Canaris. Mary Rose Karatanatu. Christopher M. Sircone. Clifford John Cotton. Robert Howard Cox. Ronald W. Drexel. Manuel E. L. Guerrera. William J. Fallon. Mark J. Fiot. Jacqueline Coor Finnegan. R. E. Freudenbeck. John William Gaines. George Wilson Gill. Alan Kurt Godwin. Arthur W. Greenfield Jr. George Lundy Sewell Rout. Paul Daniel Kurtz. James Randall Martin. Mara A. McMahon. Paul Allen Noble, cum laude. Richard A. Perella. Jack Scott Piper. Stephen Thomas Botaro. Mark Vincent Quinonez. Marcia Donna Dione Grant. Kumar Malik Ramsey.
All right, me, yeah.
Kenneth Randur Rance Jr. Thomas Alton Roberts. J. Allen Server. Timothy James Smith. Scott J. Snyder. Anthony R. Sumo. Michael Allen Sproul. Mark Douglas Calafiero. Thomas Gerard Kipp. William Patrick Tompkins. James C. Powell. John C. Slightman. Carlos Juan Vasquez. Alita Venus, Sigma Tau Delta.
Sure.
Daniel E. Walsh. Philip Allen Wheeler, Jr. Kevin Michael Woods. Stefano Angelo Zandri. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Aviation Applications, Program Chairman Dr. Thomas J. Casey. Ahmed Ino Abada. Alina M. Alamo. Cynthia J. Nagy. Eric C. Turkey. Paul S. Grant. Delta and Chapel, who's 283, Mike and Tom Lausio. Richie C. McMurray. Long N. McBall. Robert Mark Muskie. Christine M. Rosinski. Samuel J. Schmidt. Robert Charles Sadiner. Thomas C. Happy. Paul Stanley Walsnack. Troy M. Sacco. Outstanding candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance Management. Program Chairman Dr. Philip Rutherford. Jerry R. Aldrich. Garnett Christopher Andrews. Newground Rashid Arikan. Charles F. Clark. Kevin W. Edwards. Mark Paul Estinsky. Joseph E. Hunter. Michael Edward Hughes. Edward Thomas London. Mansour A. Mella. Abid Raza. James Keith Schmidt. Timothy Charles Stenger, cum laude. Joe C. Calavera. Peter David Z. And now candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Administration, Program Chairman Dr. Philip Rutherford. Cheryl A. Brennan. Charles Aloysius Burke. Randall L. Cohen. Faith Ann Cushing Collins, magna cum laude. Scott J. Dunmire, magna sigma. Todd W. Miller, magna cum sigma. Andre Dietgoff. Timothy A. Pikeshoe. Emerald Nicholas Lewis. Mary Lee Michaels, magna cum laude. Margot Zane Myers, magna cum laude. Jose T. Silvestri. Frank Solano. Now candidates for the degree of Associate of Science in Aviation Management. Program Chairman Dr. John L. Pope. Arnold B. Leonora. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management, Program Chairman Dr. John Polk, Jerome Clifford Allen. Anastasio. Gordon Michael Black. John B. Carr. Milton David Herrero. Stephen Piper Shella. Cynthia Ann Homick. Herman Henry Jurgens. Donald Kirsten. Laura Patton. Floyd Merritt. Alexander M. Morris, Edding Sigma. Andre E. Mook, Sigma Tau Delta, Omicron Delta. Bruce B. Musselman. Franklin Reed. Christopher A. Sullivan. Harold A. Wilson from Rogers. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Engineering Technology, Program Chairman Lloyd Ulrich. Julio A. Barrios. Ali Farhang Harad. John Thomas Fawley. Stephen Evan Vanderbilt, cum laude. Jose L. Valicios. Ari Versailles. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering Program Chairman Dr. Howard Chris. Bassam Berdazilian. Brian Paul Tickle. Alexis V. Franco. Chester Trey Vernon Frost III. Stanley H. Gretsch. John F. Pussy. Frederick R. Halou. Joseph Corgelis. Mark Gentry Looper. Ralph Edward Warren, Sigma Gamma Tau. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Computer Technology, John Michael Holt. Candidates for the degree of Master of Aeronautical Science, Lynn Ann Hamilton. Candidates for the degree of Master of Aviation Management, Alkera Aki. Martiza Mosina. Adelaide Clark. Mary E. Wilkinson. Kurt B. Wheatior. Candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation, Syed Farouk Ahmed. Ali Elba. Jeffrey John Hendricks. Uzumaka Lee Okoye. Pat Weidman. Mark L. Jedinak.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the university, it is my honor to present to you the candidates for graduation.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you as appropriate the associate degree, the associate in science degree, the bachelor's degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, and the master's degree with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Right, we made it, Al fin. Right. After 10 years. See my car?
Yeah, I don't know where they are though.
They're on the other side. Really? Hey, Trey. Trey. Enjoy the sunshine. We don't have it out for long. Can you get all three of us in there? Turn it the other way. He's not trying to go yet. Hey, there he is. Okay. On three, run.
Put your hat on?
Get your swimming. You have to keep yourself moving? Yeah. Good deal. Get your money's worth there. No? Yeah. The video is so great. No, guys, wait. Put it back on.
I got your picture.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
We'll walk around and get Em and I'll take one with her with me. Oh, there they are. Where do you